Supposedly, this match right here is a bit of a crazy one. What I got for you today is a Zerg versus Protoss between a Silver League Protoss and a Gold level Zerg. And speaking of which, apparently the Zerg is already sending out a drone awfully early on into this match to the other side of the map. Now spawning in the top right corner, playing with the blue drones, we have none other than Happy Man. And his opponent, spawning it across position and actually already sending out a probe as well. We have none other than the Silver League Protoss, known by the nickname of Duffy Duck. Now it looks like actually these drones may very well high five in the middle of the map. Oh, there we go. They did a little bit of a fist pump right there, because I don't know if either of these players noticed it, but they are most definitely looking to get aggressive. Otherwise, you would not send out a drone this early, and most definitely not a probe this early either. This pylon is actually in a bit of a weird position here as well. We'll see exactly what's going to happen here. Duffy Duck may very well see that his opponent just sending a drone. Duffy Duck, did you not see that? He's actually going to build a hatchery inside of your main base. Did you just not see that? At the same time though, the probe has arrived on the other end of the map. Indeed, there is a forge going down that is not a double gateway opener, but I'm a little surprised. Let me get this straight, right? Duffy Duck, first off, high-fived the drone in the middle of the map, and then apparently he put down the buildings, but I don't think he saw that the drone went into his main base. I don't think he noticed that. He must have been preoccupied with something else, because he did not notice that, even though I just put down the buildings here as well. Now, no gas follow-up just yet here for Happy Man, so that does mean that he's gonna be able to proxy a base inside of his opponent's base, and while he's getting... Oh, well, I thought for a second he was getting an extractor right there. He may get some gas here in just a little bit. I think that this may very well be... a cannon rush versus a spine crawler rush. I have never seen that in StarCraft 2. Considering he's not getting gas, it's not going to be a roach war, and he may still end up making queens and maybe a handful of links here, but I think that this may very well be a spine crawler rush, or spine crawler rush rather. That's a tongue twister right there. Versus a cannon rush as well. Now, there is a gas going down eventually, but this is way too late to properly start supporting any kinds of roach play. Now, there is going to be, you know, a little bit of a dark spot, but indeed the creep is already advancing, and Duffy Duck should very quickly figure out here that something is not quite right. While he already is containing his opponent right here with 3 cannons at the bottom of the ramp, so that Zerg is not gonna go anywhere. He's actually creating a handful of Zerglings here. I wonder what his plan is. Maybe he's planning to break out of this. Regardless though, the first drone has indeed finished up here on the other end of the map. He's creating another one as well as a queen. So he's planning to build up a bunch of spine crawlers. He's gonna try and kill his opponent from the inside out. Now, of course, the benefit right there from getting that forge up early is that Duffy Duck is gonna be able to defend against this spine crawler rush using cannons defensively as well as offensively. Now, there is going to be a zealot out. I think he's going to play ring around the Rosie right here with the queen for a little while until that spine crawler finishes up. Happy Man trying to hold position right there in a pretty powerful one, but of course a zealot will win a one-on-one engagement. But there we go, ring around the Rosie around that hatchery, trying his very best to make sure that he does not take any losses right here early on. And I actually would love to see an uproot right now on that spine crawler. Come on, move it over. Mothership core actually will be coming out very shortly as well, so that does mean that a Photon overcharge will be available. That spine crawler does end up finishing here as well, and it is going to be in range right now to start nibbling away right there at that pylon as well. But just in the nick of time right there, Happy Man decides to uproot the spine and get it to safety. Meanwhile, on the other end of the map, I mean, that queen will most definitely end up falling, by the way, and a new one, actually a new bunch of them are currently already queued up. Meanwhile, on the other end of the map, Happy Man is making an awful lot of Zerglings. I keep seeing more and more Zerglings right here on the production tab, and I wonder what his plan is. I mean, there's no way that slow Zerglings are gonna win against 3 cannons right here. I don't think that's gonna happen. He may very well try to run down here very shortly. We'll have to keep an eye out on that one, because in the meantime, Happy Man, of course, is gonna continue the aggression here on the other end of the map. Now, in a one-on-one engagement, the queen will most definitely win against a Mothership core. The only issue right now that I'm running into, though, for the Zerg player here is that he's contained. He's not going to be able to expand anywhere, whereas the Protoss is still going to be able to get an expansion up very shortly down into his natural as well. Happy Man, of course, is going to be in a little bit of trouble, but hold that thought, because he's actually moving all of the Zerglings down the ramp. That's not enough. These Photon cannons are gonna have a great day here. They're shooting away at all of these Zerglings, and while apparently one of them ends up falling, I mean, the probe is still there. He can just put down a gateway as well, I suppose. But Duffy Duck is gonna be in quite a bit of trouble right there if somehow, some way, the Zerg manages to break out of it. Now, of course, these zealots are trying to advance. The queens are shooting away right here at that Mothership core. The Mothership core is moving forward. We'll be able to get that snipe. A lot of the Zerglings here, however, do also end up falling against that Photon overcharge, but With a third cannon once again joining the bottom of that ramp here, Zerg is still going to be contained, and he can't really do a whole lot of damage here. More and more Zerglings are now also being added on here though, inside of the main base here of the Protoss player. It's really a cannon rush versus a spine crawler rush. I mean, I never really thought about it before, but it does look like this should come in favor of the Protoss, right? As long as the Protoss does not end up losing the cannons as well as the panels that are powering the cannons, Photon overcharge and whatnot should be extremely powerful. Once again, a bunch of Zerglings are being sacrificed right here to the Blood God. He's trying to go after the Photon cannon here on the left-hand side of the base as well. That Photon overcharge will indeed end up hurting that Queen, but the Mothership Core has to pay for that with its life. It's a little bit flimsy here, but both of these players are actually doing a pretty reasonable job at controlling the units that they've got. It's a very small amount, and still, Happy Man is adding on more Zerglings, but Duffy Duck, I mean, he's not letting himself get broken out of this base. I mean, he's actually sending the probe off right now. Is he going to send it home? I don't know exactly what he's got in store. Is he going to try and make a base? Could very well be the case here. Mothership Core, though, once again being produced. And actually, no, he does end up building a Nexus here. I was going to say, like, Zerg is going to run out of minerals here, right? In about 3-4 minutes from now, Zerg is going to run out of resources. The same thing, of course, can be said for the Protoss player in red. The thing is, Protoss can easily expand. He can even get another base up if he really wants to here very shortly. Now, so far, apparently, he's focusing on a little bit more production. Finally, just about to finish the Warp Gate research as well. But there's actually a very staggering amount of Zerg out right now. Once again, the Zergling is going to try and move down the ramp here. There's a lot of them available. I think that this may just barely be enough. Yeah, this is just barely going to be enough. And while they don't have Zergling speed, I don't think a single bit of gas has been mined here. Eventually, Happy Man does end up breaking out of his main base. So that does mean that he can go for an expansion here. He's immediately pulling a drone. I like that idea a lot. But still, this is going to be a tricky one. At this point in time, of course, he's got absolutely no clue about the Nexus that's going up in his third base. And speaking from the objective or the perspective right now of Duffy Duck, I mean, he is still looking pretty solid here. He's got a lot of stuff. He will be finishing up the third Warp Gate now as well. He can start making a lot of units on the other end of the map. Now, this Zealot will sadly never see the light of day because the Zerglings are already going to town. Now, look at the amount that there are here. He could even try consider moving these Zerglings just simply across the map. I mean, there's no wall available. There is, of course, a sentry out. So that could potentially shut this down, but these Zerglings can easily make their way across right now. And with that hatchery going up, Happy Man does have a way of transitioning out of this here as well. Tons of Zerglings are, however, now being produced. There's already 5 queens available here. Why are you going for the Photon overcharges, dude? That's so much wasted energy. Well, unless you know for a fact that the Zerglings are not in a hold position, I guess that would make, you know, it a little bit more justifiable, but that's a lot of damage that's being dealt here. Mothership Core, though, I think this is number 6 or so, once again will end up falling. Queens also do win one-on-one engagements against Stalkers, and actually the Zerglings are now also making their way across. I think this is going to be a little bit troubling right now, actually, for the Protoss player. I mean, the Protoss player is desperately trying to get this Zerg out of his main base, but the Queens are extremely sustainable. They don't need any gas, of course, and they're, you know, they're also very, very larva cheap in the fact that they don't cost any whatsoever. It looks like actually Protoss may have very well been considering getting another Nexus down right there, but at this point the Zerglings from the other side of the map have indeed made their way inside of the main right now of the Protoss as well. A lot of these Queens though end up falling. So many wasted transfuses, however, not going down whatsoever, and that definitely will hurt the Zerg player here, because once again I think that's Mothership Core number 7 there or so. It does end up falling. He can start nibbling away here at that mineral line. Now the Nexus, of course, is done right now, but these probes are going to be in some trouble. I think you want to go after them, sir. I think you want to try and move that spine crawler up and go after them. Then again, this is going to be a tricky decision here to make. Queens, once again, not hitting that transfuse. Ugh. That does definitely hurt him quite a bit. I think these Queens could have been alive with like the 5 of them. This Queen, once again, also ends up taking a bunch of damage. Photon overcharge will go down. Finally, we do see a decent transfuse going down, but not without that Queen paying for that with its life as well. And actually, this is starting to be a little bit funny. I mean, Happy Man, he's transitioning towards another base. I think that Duffy Duck may very well still end up taking a base here. I mean, he doesn't want to... I don't think he wants to... No, you don't need the gas, dude. You don't need any gas. You're not producing anything that costs gas. I guess, well, he may be able to make some Stalkers or something like that. Maybe a Sentry or 2, that would be decent. But I think you need probes here primarily. And he actually does start making some workers here once again on the other end of the map. But actually, he did also take the natural as well as the double gases. Here's the pro tip, okay? For anyone unaware, when you should go ahead and take your gas geysers. Take them when you are fully saturated on minerals. That's a pro tip right there. Very easy way. Let's get 16 drones on minerals first, or probes or SCVs, then take your gases if you're not sure. Anyway, this is going to be tricky though, because look at the amount of Protoss units that are currently available. There's definitely going to be more than enough to clean up all of these queens. The question is though, they're going to play Ring Around the Rosie here for days once again. The question is, will these spine crawlers not be able to do enough damage before the queens end up falling? And I think that this once again is gonna be just barely in favor right now of the Zerg. Now once again, a whole lot of slow Zerglings have made their way to the other end of the map. They're gonna be able to go after the Nexus right here on the low ground. Of course though, Happy Man, he's gonna have a hard time cleaning this one up. I mean, what exactly is gonna happen here? I think these Zerglings may very well be able to move up the ramp. There is going to be a force field available. Of course, the question is, Duffy Duck, he's a Silver League player. If he can trap the Zerglings halfway through, right, and hit the Photon overcharge on that Mothership core, he's gonna be in a great position because he can easily clean up all of these units. But no, oh no, the Spine Crawlers are nibbling away right there at that probe, and that probe does end up falling. Spine still dealing more and more damage. The Stalker is gonna be in trouble, and that Stalker can most definitely not clean up that. No, that's not gonna happen, dude. That Stalker will end up dying as well. 18 more Zerglings now in production as well, and more links are moving across. The Zerglings are now also moving up on the ramp, and while there is a sentry available, it does not hit that force field. The second one also does end up falling, and I think that actually Zerg may very well be able to overpower all of these Protoss units here. The pinnacle of Gold League versus Silver League here. Both players had ample opportunity to close this one out, but the micro was not quite there. So many Mothership cores have ended up falling. Can I see the unit lost here somewhere? There we go. There's six Mothership cores that ended up falling here, and I think that this is going to be number 7 as well. 139 Zerglings ended up getting killed as well, but apparently it was for the greater good, as Happy Man ends up picking up the victory. Now, like I mentioned, if you've got a crazy game yourself, go ahead and submit it to replays at LowkoTV. Nuke and Mutlises have been checking out as many games as they can. They're trying to go through all of them and select the very best of the very best, and I will try and cast as many as I can. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video right here. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, and if you want to see more, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button as well so you get a notification as soon as I upload more. Other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.